All right, welcome to another edition of Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. This is episode 17. Shout out to our producer, Boy Band John. What's up, Boy Band John? All right. Shout out to our sponsors, Defend Hawaii. You can get 15% off anything you order online. Use ATB Pod upon checkout, defendhawaii.com. Also, Detail Garage Hawaii. Same thing, 15% off upon checkout. ATB Pod is a promo code. DetailGarageHawaii.com. Okay. So today, this is going to be a good one. This is the first time I'm doing two people at once. I like to call him the first family of MMA. Today, we have Yumi, who was our go-go dancer for our club events. She also is a baker. She's a UFC fighter wife. She also is a battle rapper and one of my good friends. And her husband's with her today. Everybody knows Lewis. He's on UFC. You see him fighting. He gets the whole island riled up every time he steps into the octagon. What's up, guys? How are you guys been?
What's up?
Wow, that's a long intro. I know.
Yeah, I'll just go over there. I'll come back when you're done with the intro. That was like a Bruce Buffer intro.
I know. I'm not like you. I can't just go off the fly like when you battle rap. I just had to write it down and just read it off the paper. So how's LA right now? Is it, like you said, is getting kind of cold or is it like getting warmer?
Well, we are hoping it gets warmer soon because we are not used to running the heater and stuff. I had to buy a snow jacket. I was like against it, but we actually went up to Lake Arrowhead where it was hailing. So we had to wear the appropriate attire. So I finally like gave in and bought one of those like snow jackets with like the hood and the fur.
So how is the transition to LA? Did you guys like moving or?
Well, like Lewis was up here first and it was just a matter of us deciding if we were going to come up here for good. But actually, we just bought a house like 2 days ago. So it looks like we're going to be here for a while.
Oh, congratulations on your new house. Where in California is it?
We're going to stay in Irvine. So we'll be in this area. We like pretty much just did all of this so we can send Lucy to Irvine school.
Oh, nice. So when you guys moved to California, what was the mindset? Like, why did you guys move?
Honestly, that was for me, like, just to, I don't know, man, just like drinking in and stuff. Like, when I went back home for a little bit, it was hard being at home, being like around all the same stuff. And it was kind of like triggering me a little bit. Like, I would like look at like the longs I used to go into to go get beers and stuff. And I would just be like, fuck, I wonder what's on sale today. And like it was weird, but it would like I would see it and I would start thinking about it, and like I don't know, I didn't like it. I needed like a change of scenery. I needed somewhere new to be.
And the coach at Team Oyama that he's at now, he's actually from Hawaii too.
Yeah, he's from Waialua.
Yeah.
He went to Puna.
Really?
So yeah, so it was cool. Like he had like an interest in Lewis just because he's a boy from Hawaii in the UFC.
I met him from Ron and Kim. Like he came down for Ron and Kim. I think he was to scout like Grotto Boy back like years ago. And then when me and Russ went up to try out for the Ultimate Fighter, we stayed like with them, kind of like we stayed at Ian McCall's house, who was training there, and like and then like we were training at Team Oyama. Like he would take us there and stuff, and we'd sleep in his garage. Cool. Yeah.
But okay, so you moved up there and then you're training over there. Like, how was it like leaving all the boys, like all your training partners and Charles's gym?
It's sad, dude. Like I think about it all the time, but like at the same time, I'd still probably be drinking because I'd still get the same spot doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
When he first moved up here, it was like a trial. Like let's test out this gym and see if he likes it. So that was kind of at I think the start of 2018. He was up here and I was back home with Lucy with our house in Eva. Because we own that house and we didn't know what we were going to do with it if we leave. So I was just kind of waiting to see if he was going to like it. And Team Oyama had a fighter house where they actually house fighters who want to train. You can live there for free, but you just kind of like fight. And so you're not paying gym dues and stuff. It's like a sponsored house. So he moved in with them and it was just like everybody speaking Spanish, and
Oh,
him and Russell was staying at the manager's house, but eventually they both moved to the
It's like an hour drive, and we're in about after practice. It was too tiring. I was like, I don't want to spend
sure.
2 hours. I'm not doing that.
to go all the way back. Yeah. So he was like sleeping on the ground at the fighter house and stuff. And then so when it seemed like, okay, I'm gonna stick it out here in California, that's when we decided to move up. So we got like tenants in the Eva place, and we came up here, and we thought we were gonna have to like look around for houses for a while or apartments, but we got an apartment like the next day.
Dude, it's so streamlined out here.
Yeah.
Everything is you go in, you type some stuff out, like fill out a form, they run it, and they tell you if you can live there or not. Like it's crazy streamlined.
And you just go the next day and you pick up keys.
Yeah, like
it's not like Hawaii.
Nope. Yeah, that's
like 4 aunties and shit to get it.
Yeah, I was scared that we would, be like crashing with somebody for a long time. And it was like we literally just landed, and then we were moving into our new apartment the next day.
Oh, that's awesome. So how's training with the mainland people? Like, is it a lot different, or is it kind of similar to like what you guys are doing down here?
It's more wrestling based, a lot more wrestling. Like, so that was kind of like one of the big things. Plus too, like I need to work on it. Like I'm super lazy with it. Like I wrestled in high school and stuff, like in Kapolei, but it just like, I don't know. I've been neglecting it. Like, boy, we're about to stand and bang. That's how we train, right? Everybody trains the pocket. Dude, everybody trains the pocket, bro. That's how it is. The gyms are smart. It's how it is. And so like
it.
Yeah, like so I mean, it's just like a different look. It's different bodies, different styles. They fight like a little bit lower, not so much like the standing up straight boxing. It's kind of more like a wrestling stance. So it's just like you gotta kind of like account for that,
So it kind of shook up your game then a little bit,
a little bit, yeah. Like
it.
Yeah, like they didn't try to take me completely out of it, but it's like you gotta adjust for certain things, stand a little bit lower, like like just work on like how do I say this? Work on like fighting the scrambles a little bit more. Like I always did fight them, but I like now instead, like I don't have the best takedown defense. I probably never will. But now I'm like, I don't really care because I can take you down too, Like I don't care if you take me down, I can just get it back.
Well, back in the day when you used to fight on the local circuits here in Hawaii, it would take for you to get hit a good one, and like somehow that would wake up this monster. Like first, I would always know like Lewis just got to get hit and he's gonna win. Like that happened like all the destinies, like every single time.
Yeah,
but now it's different.
Like I wasn't there for those. Like I didn't get to see those in person. And when sometimes I have to post pictures for him because I'm managing his like Instagram. So sometimes I just Google his name and then I find bloody ass pictures of him.
Oh,
and I'm like,
some gems.
So you won this fight? And he's like, yeah, I won that fight. And I was like, oh, okay, good for you.
You probably can see me, Chris, and Taylor, because whenever like we were upstairs with the sound booth, as soon as Lewis or Russell fought, we'd sprint down after the entrance song, and we'd be right next to it, and then we'd just be like, okay, watch. Lewis gonna get hit once, and then he's gonna win, and that happened every time. It was crazy
to do that one Destiny back at home. Like I actually got to go and be there, and like yeah, I was so stoked on that. I was like, yes.
Oh, that one was rough, dude. I worked hard for that one. I was not losing at home. I worked so hard for that one.
I know. All our friends were there too. Everybody bought shirts. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, like I have their shirt. Yeah. It was like the homecoming. I remember that.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I would do that again, honestly.
Yeah. That was cool. But one thing I did notice, like even like when you were signed to UFC and you're still training with Charles guys, every time there was a local fight, Lewis had his tights on and was always warming up the guys in the back.
Yeah.
And I would see him walking around with his tights. I'm like, wait, are you fighting today? Like, I thought you're UFC already. And then he's like, no, I'm training. But he would have like his hands wrapped and he's walking around with tights and like all sweaty.
No, because we had like 9 guys fighting. Like one of those times we had like 9 dudes fighting. So it was like, okay, if they're gonna fight, you like. It was back when Rylan and Charles were together, I think.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I remember this. So like there was like a line, like it was like, okay, so you go with Charles first, you warm up the hands, get your timing on, and you go with Rylan and you roll. And like I was like just pummeling with people, getting them warm to like Like that was like my job. They're like, you do this. I was like, all right, I was gonna rash guard because it's like, why am I gonna dress up nice, dude? I got all these guys sweating. Like, there's no point, you know?
Makes sense.
Yeah, like why am I gonna try to look nice? There's no
So
reason.
you're always a good teammate, pretty much.
I try.
Yeah, he's going to Kansas soon for LFA to corner somebody.
Oh, that's cool. So do you get to travel with your team like when other of your teammates get to fight?
It just depends on who's cornering. Like whoever they want in corners. Usually it's like somebody that can, like, I don't know. How I did it was striking coach, ground coach, and then like the sparring partner that replicated the style the best. That's how I always did it.
That's normally who we take. We don't take like some people take the same person every single time. Like he used to take Russell every single time when Russell was available, but now that Russell doesn't live here, we take the body that looks like the other body we have to fight.
Oh, that makes sense.
And here it's cool because like the guys, especially now during COVID, like most people, their schedule is pretty flexible. So everyone's like, sure, I'll go to Vegas. Like that sounds fun, you know?
How weird is it when you're competing not having like Charles and like Russell in your corner? Like, was it weird at first, or
Russell was there for a lot of it, so there was like a good amount of transition too. And I wish I still had that corner with Rylan, Charles, and Coach. That was probably like the best corner and Randy. That was probably the best corner I ever had in my life.
Oh yeah,
that was a sick corner.
I know.
Yeah,
for a Destiny card like that. It was like he was going for like a championship belt or something. Like,
I remember that. Like
all the connects came out like, we'll corner for this one, Lewis. We all got you.
That was a sick corner, dude. That was probably.
But it was like 12 something when he fought. I was so tired. I was just.
I remember.
Like, hurry up already.
I was thinking the guy's gonna pull what happened to Russell at Aloha Tower. It turned 12 o'clock. No, yeah, it turned 12 o'clock, and then the guy said, oh, my contract said it's for this date. It's now a different day, and he walked away. Remember? Do you remember that?
Wait, so they didn't fight?
Yeah,
I remember the guy's name. His name was Josh Montoya. He was from Albuquerque. He was from Greg Jackson.
I remember because it was my sister's wedding that day. And I just remember like, okay, as soon as her wedding's done, we got to shoot to Aloha Tower because Russell's fighting. And then finally it was done and we shoot down there and we're like, oh, we made it. And then the guy like didn't fight after 12 o'clock.
He was saying like time zone day. And then so to him it's like 4 a.m. and like
so he just
and then he didn't fight.
He just went to Hawaii for vacation.
Yep, and Russell got the belt. He got
after weigh-ins at Dave and Buster's. He was over there eating like it was like mac and cheese and chicken nuggets, and I was like, "Oh, like really? Like okay."
Or he probably didn't realize who he was fighting. But I know what I wanted to ask you guys. How did you guys meet?
It was at your guys' event.
Yeah, it was you. It was from you guys.
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah, it was at 11:44.
We found love in a hopeless place.
That's crazy. I always tell Chris, like, okay, how many relationships and children have Artist Group Network events created? But then again, there's also how many divorces and breakups we created.
Well, I guess you guys are both, because the night that I met Lewis, I don't know what was happening. It was one of our events. And I had like a friend from childhood who came up to me and wanted to meet Russell and Lewis because he thought he knew they were UFC fighters, but he thought Russell was somebody else. Like he thought Russell was like somebody more famous than Russell. And so he was like, do you know those guys? And I said, no, yeah, kind of, yeah. Why? And he said, can I go meet them? And I said, sure, why not? You know, and I know you guys had introduced me to Russell. It was like the night that Taylor won the Mai Tai's DJ battle.
Oh, yeah.
Russell had fought that night and came after his fight. And he was standing there like all quiet. And you guys were like, this is Russell Doan. He just fought tonight.
Yeah.
And he looked so sad. I thought he lost. So I was like, are you okay about your fight? And he said, yeah, I won. And I said, oh, good for you. So that was the only time before that I had even met him. And so I walked the guy over to meet them. And Lewis thought that I was coming over to hit on him. and I didn't know.
doing both.
But I
You
didn't
were
know
doing both.
his girlfriend actually was in the bathroom at the time. So he thought I had
Oh.
like timed it to come when she left.
Oh.
I had no idea that she was there or who he was.
For sure. Come on now, babe. It's Louis Smoker you're talking about. You knew who I was. Like, let's be real.
No, but he said that he knew who I was. And then
Everybody knew who you were.
Yeah, well, I saw him at the Hawaii Tattoo Convention, and shortly after that, and I thought he was staring at me and like smiling at me the whole time. Like I literally thought he was looking at me for like 30 minutes, and he said he was not. But he was in my DMs after, so I thought it was because of that. Yeah, he said I thought it was because of that, and he said no, he didn't even know I was there. But then he started coming to all your guys' stuff afterwards to see me.
Yeah. Cool. See, that's what a good go with dancer is supposed to do. Bring people to our events. But you was coming to them before anyway.
That didn't really make a difference.
Yeah. The first time I knew you guys are hooking up was during X1 at Aloha Stadium.
Yeah.
Because Yumi was cruising with me and Hansen in the stands, and she kept saying like, oh, I gotta go meet somebody. And then like you ran down to the middle level, and I see you talking to Louis. I'm like, Hansen, look at that. And then he's like, is that a thing? I'm like, I don't know. That's the first time seeing of it, but I think so, because Yumi seems all giddy.
Well,
and then like it kind of, that's from when I noticed something was happening, and then I was like, oh, that's a kind of a good match. Yumi will put Louis straight.
Yeah, it's funny though, because when we first started dating, he didn't know how old I was. He thought that I was like almost 40 or something, just because I've been in the industry for so long. And I guess, so I guess Max, because Max and Osna know each other from way back too. So Max was like, isn't she like married or something? And so Louis was like, are you married?
Hey, that's the only way you gotta find out.
And Matt was like, you better watch out. I think she's like old. So he kept asking like, how old are you? And then I didn't want to tell him. And when I finally told him, I'm like the same age as you.
Harris told me that too. Harris is like, yo, isn't she old? I seen her at the club. I seen her at a...
Yeah, because I was go-go dancing from when I was like barely.
Okay, Seth. Nobody hired you when you were young.
Well, I mean,
we didn't, at least, right?
No, you guys didn't. You guys hired me when I was when the shack closed down and my residency with them ended. Cherry Lay called me and asked me if I want to go with her some random spot in Chinatown, and I was like, sure. So I showed up, and after my first set, Hansen told me it wasn't like an audition, but he would like me to not audition and just start working for you guys if I want.
Yeah, that's exactly what Hansen told me. He said, hey, what do you think about Yumi? I'm like, oh, why? Was she not on the roster? Like, he's like, well, she's gonna be. I'm like, oh, okay, that's perfect. But I remember you when you had your blonde hair at the shack, right? That was that shack time.
The rap battles, dog. That was when I first saw her, bro. It was like YouTube, like 2011, bro. That's right. What I really fell in love with, was the blonde hair and the lip piercings.
The lip piercing. Oh, you were tan too, like super tan, right?
Yeah, I was like living on the beach in Waikiki pretty much.
That's right.
With all the mokes at the shack.
Mocahantis. You were the Mocahantis.
We were the Lolo Gogos.
Yeah. You were so you did rap battles with Osna them, right?
Yep. So
how is that? Was that like, is that off the fly, or you come with material?
Well,
I always wanted to know.
When we first started battling, it was like they were flying mainland guys down to battle, and we wanted to have our own battle circuit in Hawaii. We didn't want our guys to have to fly out and battle other people on like enemy turf. And it's like when you go to the Bay and stuff, like you can't rap in Pidgin. You can't really like bring anything Hawaii because the crowd doesn't get it. So we were like, let's start our own here. And the Angry Locals, Big Mox, Chris Styles, Osna, they all were like able to organize it, and they had enough like status that people actually wanted to come and wanted to watch them battle. And so Chris Styles had a girl, he had Casey Lynn, that he was like, okay, she actually records, she wants to battle. And Osuna was like, Yumi says she can rap. And none of them had heard me rap at that point. The only reason why like they knew me was because I was go-going and because I was the only girl at any of the battle events, like the only girl. And I like Osuna has one video on YouTube that got like hits just because I was standing in the background and everybody was like, why is there a girl there? Who's that girl? And so Osuna was like, the girl from the background of my video says she can rap. So she dances at the shack, like we're friends. And so I think they thought I would back out and I wouldn't really do it. But they were like, I hope you're really serious because we're going to make you the main event and everything. And I was like, yeah, I'll be there. I'll rap battle that girl, I guess. And so I showed up that night and nobody knew what was going to happen. And like, it was cool. We ended up going viral.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, after that, like the events kind of got more momentum and stuff, so they could have more.
So you were dancing at the shack and then you danced for us. I remember Hanson, like the first time I met you, like I guess my not opinion, but my perception of you was totally different than the person that I met. Like you seem like a crazy go-go dancer girl, plenty energy, but when I got to talk to you, like you're very smart and you're very ambitious and you have kind of a strength about you and you care about like all your friends and stuff. And that was something different than I'm not trying to burst your butt.
You can go. This is about me.
But that was like from a go-go dancer, you have all tattoos, like you kind of stereotype people in a way and you totally was not the stereotypical person that I thought you were. And because of that, we became friends. And I was so happy when you guys hooked up because I knew Lewis needed a strong kind of person to not help him, but to kind of be on the same page with him and kind of keep him on the right path.
I think Thaddeus was like the happiest about it.
Yeah.
He would always be like, this is so good. This is so good. I'm glad.
Yeah. It was cool too, because then we could always go to your workplace and watch fights and everybody would come and it would be good fun.
I know, that was so fun too.
Did you know that place closed down?
I told you. You
you're
guys.
the one who told me.
I wasn't there.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, yeah, I'm sad. I was there for like 7 years. So when we left, and I announced that I was leaving like 2 weeks before we left, just because we didn't know when we were leaving. And so I did my last pageant. I hosted the last pageant, and then I let everybody know this was it. Like, this is really my last one, and so goodbye. But I started to hear stuff, that they weren't doing so good, and it was making me so sad. I thought like, oh, we'll visit home and we'll go back, I'll say hi to everybody, but we couldn't. That's why when I came home to visit, that's why I had all the girls like link up, because I was like, I don't know when I will see these girls again.
Yep, I have that picture at the Rock Bottom. I just was there 2 days ago. I had dinner at Spaghetti Factory and I walked around, and
is Rock Bottom still open?
Rock Bottom is still open right now
for food.
Yeah, and they open till 10.
So what's Corona? So what's going on with that? Like, the clubs are not open.
Nothing. All the clubs, like District is closed. Ginza's been closed for good. Addiction closed for good. They're done. So it's basically District, but we haven't been open since March. We opened in July for 3 weeks and then it got shut down again. And any establishment gotta close at 10. And like, I mean, our events, we start at 10. So
nobody's there at 10.
Yeah. So we're
gotta get on Pacific time or maybe East Coast time.
Yeah.
But
how is it where you guys are?
Roxa's open for chicken wings, I heard.
Oh, really?
I heard that. Dime said they're open for chicken wings and they're serving a full-on menu. So I guess
because that's why I want to go to Roxa.
Yeah,
for the
good ass chicken wings.
That's crazy. Well, how is it in LA? Like, is everything open back up or?
we live in Orange County, and this
Oh,
is
yeah,
like
that's
the Texas of California.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't
like,
care, dude.
The
Like,
people here are
dude, they don't
amazing.
care, bro. Like, nobody cares.
They don't.
Do you guys
They
got to
are
wear
not
masks
aware.
and stuff?
Yeah, like we gotta wear the mask, but like I guess like the governor was like all the restaurants gotta shut back down and stuff, and like our sheriff was like, nah, we're not gonna enforce that.
Yeah.
And they're just like that's it. I was like, what?
Yeah. So a lot
That's
of
pretty
places
good.
like gyms and things like that were supposed to close down decided we're gonna fight it. We're gonna stay open in a like safe capacity and like try our best to
Yeah.
socially distance the customers and the clients, and we're gonna try. And if we take the fine, it would be better than not working.
That
Yeah.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
like it's not like people are like up on each other, breathing on each other and stuff. Like
Yeah.
everybody's like they're like wiping down everything in between classes and stuff. Like they're keeping it pretty safe, but like.
And the sheriff literally said they won't enforce it.
That's a good good like buffer.
That's like
so
good leadership right there.
Yeah. when you're training, do you gotta wear a mask?
No, not for us. We just wear it when we go in the building, and like, so our fight team is kind of like all on the same page. Like they go to work and stuff, but like they keep like the circle, like the social circle, relatively small. Anybody who tests positive, everybody checks themselves like immediately. You know, like it's pretty like it's like, and it's kind of like quarantined in itself almost. You know, like
a
everyone's
bubble.
kind of yeah.
So when you got to fight, like you had to take a lot of COVID tests. Like how does that work? For
like so they test you one time 2 weeks before the fight. They'll test you once. Then if you
and they
pass
come
that
to your
one,
house and stuff.
they send you a mail-in kit, and you gotta like Zoom a number. Like the lady's name is Barbara or something, I think. I had to talk to her like kind of a lot recently, but yeah.
You know, Barb, good old Barb.
You know, Barbara.
Sister Barb, Auntie Barb. And then what? You just send in the test?
Yeah, like they watch you, and then like you like shove the thing in your nose, and like and then like you got to do like the throat one later. Oh, sorry. So the nose one is first. You send that one in. If it doesn't come back positive, you go back in, or you go in on Monday, like Monday of the fight. They test you again, or Monday or Tuesday, whatever day you get in. They test you again, and then you test one more time right after weigh-ins. If you pass all three, you get to fight.
But basically, when they land, they go to the hotel, and so we drop them off and we say goodbye at the front of the hotel. Nobody can go in unless you have a band. And so somebody helps them take the bags and everything, and they say, okay, say your goodbyes, because once he goes in, he can't come back out until, you know, like they start like a little timer there. So he had to take all his stuff and go. And like we just drive. So luckily we don't have to go through the airport and everything because Vegas is close. So we just drove, and like that's one less thing we have to worry about. But you still have to worry about your corner, because if anybody in your corner tests positive, you're done. And of course, if your opponent tests positive or anybody in his corner, your fight is probably scrapped, because all the precautions that they're taking, it's harder now to get short notice replacements, because the replacement would have had to have all this crap done too. Yeah.
So you got to fight in the Apex. How was fighting without a crowd? Like, did you like that more?
It's
or
like
was
fighting
it like...
in a high school cafeteria. It's like fighting, like just straight up. That's what it's like. It feels like I'm in a high school cafeteria. There's like some curtains and stuff. You know, there's like the stage or whatever, some lights. Like, it feels like fighting in a high school cafeteria.
Did you like it, or you'd rather the big noise? And
I kind of miss the crowd just because it's just more fun with them. They pay attention to you. They treat you special. You're like, yeah, I'm cool. You know, like
Lewis has been spoiled.
I like the attention.
Lewis has had like the best crowds, even though they were all against him. The people there. He's had all the Irish, and that's
that's what Boy Bad John wanted to bring up. Your fight in Ireland, and that was like kind of like the perfect storm, right? The two main events pulled out, right? And you were slotted to be in the main event. How was that? Like, what was the energy in that arena?
That was fun. Like, I couldn't there was like Charles, like I couldn't hear my corner. they're like right there behind you, and they're like trying to shout final instructions, like keep your hands up, keep your head moving, or like whatever, like keep moving, like whatever the thing was. I think it was, I don't know. He usually just yells at me, keep your hands up, keep moving, or like that's pretty much it. Like, and then like you figure it out. But I couldn't even hear that. Like he's like right here, I couldn't hear him because it's just
When we were in Vegas with you for his fight, that the one that Connor fought, and Robbie Lawler and Rory Knapp,
I remember that.
Fight. Yeah, but when we were there for that, he had to weigh in against an Irish guy because he was fighting Neil Seery. That was the first Irish guy he fought.
I remember that.
And we went to the open weigh-ins, which is just basically all of Ireland was in that arena and us. And I was pregnant and I was this tall and I was like, oh my God, we're gonna die in here. And like I put my purse on the ground between my feet because there was no room. And Taylor was sitting next to me and my purse was moving toward him because the vibrations of them chanting like ole,
that was crazy.
It was making the purse move. And he kept kicking it back to me like, oh, your freaking purse. And I was like, oh my God. What's happening? Yeah, it was so nuts.
I remember that. I remember that same
weigh-ins.
Yeah, and that was at the weigh-ins.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That same weekend, Russell fought, and I remember Glover Teixeira tried to hit on you. Remember that?
Oh yeah, my buddy Glover. Oh, again with the same purse, the lefty purse. He washed my purse for me. I put it in the chair, and I didn't know who he was. So I told this. He was sitting in front of me, and he looked like a bodyguard, so I didn't know it was him. And I was like, excuse me, can you, I'm gonna put my purse here and can you not sit in front of me? Because I can't see if somebody sits in front of me, but I'm trying to be back here so my camera can get the good view. And so he said, okay, I'll watch your purse for you. And then Dad was like, I think that guy is somebody.
Yeah, I'm looking at him, that's Glover Teixeira. And then Vitor came in, I'm like, okay, that's Vitor over there. But I remember that Charles, because I wasn't supposed to go to that fight, was Lewis fighting and Connor was the main event. First time he fought for a belt. And Charles called me that morning and was like, because we were there, and he said, oh, do you want to go to the fights tonight? I'm like, hell yeah. He said, oh, you'll sit by Yumi. I'm like, oh, perfect. Because we would always talk about the fights, like whenever we had UFC. Yeah. And I remember watching Lewis walk past us when Lewis came out. And it was like, I seen Yumi's face was like happy, nervous, excited, all in one. And when you won, bruh, it was like I was so happy you won just for one, because I didn't want to sit next to her after she lost. She'd be in a bad mood.
She's pregnant and she's gonna be mad.
But oh man, when you won, it was such an awesome feeling. And that whole night was awesome. I remember, like, the Connor fight was cool, but when Robbie Lawler fought Rory McDonald, and like that whole arena was, and there's one point after I think it was the third round, they just stopped after the fight and they just eyed each other down. They didn't go back to their corner. And everybody just was going, losing it. Was crazy.
Yeah, everybody had like one point, everybody was
watching this,
like chanting. Yeah,
that's why the crowds are good. They bring that energy. That's how you get those moments. It's them.
Except I remember Matt Brown's kids were sitting behind us.
Yes, that's right.
They were sleeping, and we were like, "Wake up! You're missing history."
He won too. Yeah. We're like, oh, I hope he didn't lose either.
Yeah, because his wife, I think his wife was also pregnant, and they were like his two boys behind us, and they were so tired. They were like napping. They were over it. And then I was like, oh, it's their dad. Your dad's about to fight. Like, oh God.
The kids are like, the kids in the fight family are just completely desensitized to it. They don't care. They're just like, I don't want to be here.
It's like, oh,
it's my iPad.
It's so boring. They watch Dad and a bunch of other guys just getting.
I see him training this stuff every day. It's not
All he does is he makes the sound loud.
When you were in Ireland, like walking to, first of all, you had the best comeback in any pre-fight weigh-ins. Do you remember that? I forget what you said. Something like, you guys ready? You want to see a scrap?
Oh.
You like scrap? I forget what he said.
Yeah,
I don't even remember what I said, dude. I didn't know they were gonna give me the mic. I was like, yeah, let's fucking dance tomorrow. Let's go. And
yeah.
walked
They
off.
said, you like seeing scrap tomorrow?
Yeah.
I was
Just,
like
straight
full
bang
on moke out. I was like, yup.
Bro, that was some high school stuff. That was like when me and my friends used to fight in high school. Like, yeah, you fucking, like, you really feel it, you know? You feel
like
the
go.
adrenaline. It's like new again.
So
By
you guys
the
got
time-
bumped to the main event, and like it was in what, O2 Arena? Is that O2?
03, I think, is theirs.
03?
02 is like in
Shit.
London. 03 is in Ireland. Like that.
That's crazy. And I remember just watching it. I'm just like, oh, like Lewis is the most hated guy in the whole country at this moment. And then he won.
Yeah, well, they were hyping Patty so hard because it was his home and everything, and it was like they were pretty much like angling it, all the commentary and stuff for him. Yeah, and I remember we had to watch it. It was kind of like in the morning time, and I was pregnant, like super pregnant. I was like 15 months pregnant, and I had to go to work, and I was setting up work, but I also was trying to get the passcode and everything to watch it. And
I remember because I had your your pass. Yeah. So like it would bump me off and then you would sign on. And I'm like, oh shit. So now I was like, okay, I gotta find a stream.
I thought that he would fight before we opened, but he fought like right as customers were starting to come in, and I had the computer and everybody was like, what are we watching? And I was like, oh no, everybody's gonna watch with me. And so we all watched it together, and then somebody figured out how to connect it to all the freaking screens in the whole place. And I was like, oh no, okay. And then he won, and I was like, oh thank God I didn't go into labor watching this thing.
that was probably one of my favorite moments of your career. And then when your first fight back in the UFC, when you came back, that was, oh man, when you started cheering and screaming, I was like, I could feel it, bro. I mean, as a fan, you know what I mean? We followed your career from pretty much the start.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So when, as a fan and a friend, like, brah, like it catches you in the feels. Like when you won that fight, like, brah, it felt good. Like I remember watching it with Chris, and it was like, oh, he did it, brah. He's back. Like it was. I mean, I'm sure you felt a lot better, but
it was man. That was a freaking nuts one. Also, dude, like we're gonna come home too. We're like out of money and everything. Like we needed that win. Like we had like a month left. We had maybe like a month at best.
Before it was pressure. Like, we were like, okay, like we gave ourselves a timeline. If it doesn't happen, we don't get the call. Like
that's it.
We're not gonna deplete every single thing we have. So like the dream is the dream, but let's keep it realistic. And then we just kept.
Well, that's what you're there for, right?
We're like the call is gonna come. It's gonna come. Like, and being up here makes it easier too, because you're already close to the headquarters, especially now during COVID, because a lot of these guys have been completely like just sitting at home. They don't know what to do. They can't fly in. They can't train at wherever they are. And so like being near the apex, it's like if you're able to fight, you're healthy and you've been training, there's like a guarantee that you'll probably fight now, you know?
It's kind of what happened with Kai. He made himself available, right? And he got bumped in.
And hey, Martin's gonna fight now too.
Martin.
Yeah. So do you guys? Oh, I guess not now because of COVID, but I guess when they would come up, it'd be easy to kind of house them and stuff, huh?
Yeah, we got to see Lowen when they were here before everything happened and stuff, and so that was nice. Like when our house is built, we'll be able to see people and everything, like have more room to have guests.
Yeah,
and stuff.
It's not happening.
Yeah, well, we gotta wait for it to get built.
That takes time. I've been in that situation. I've been on my parents' living room couch for a while mine was getting built.
They said September, October is like the date, and they told us it like we're in escrow actually as of tomorrow.
Oh, so, good for you guys.
Yeah, so
that's exciting.
We drove past the dirt lot that we bought.
Nice.
And saw the pile of dirt there.
Well, I'm sure you'll capture it like from start to finish until you guys move in. That would be kind of cool.
Oh yes, I already have it in my mind what the reel is gonna look like on Instagram.
Oh yeah. So you're pretty
Local.
big on Instagram. Do you handle Lewis's one also, or?
I handle all the posts that do not have the spelling errors. Yes, I handle those posts. When they have the
I should have you
typos
do
in
mine.
them, that is when Lewis posted something on his own.
Feel the effort
So
I put in.
so when you're not fighting, what kind of stuffs do you do? Are like you're into video games and stuff? Like, are you trying to capitalize on that?
I was gonna try to do Twitch for a little bit, but I'm not good enough.
Bro, those guys are like super good, huh? Like,
Yeah, dude, I'm just getting wrecked right now. I'm just getting beat up. It's rough.
what do you play?
I'm playing Call of Duty. I like Counter-Strike more though. Counter-Strike is like that's the game. It's the hardest thing to play. It's super twitchy. Like you gotta play with the mouse and stuff, and it's like it's. I think it's supposed to be like the original first-person shooter from like Quake. It like
Oh,
evolved into Counter-Strike.
He takes his entire setup with him, like his desktop and everything for
Laptop.
his laptop for Fight Week. He takes it all with him to Vegas, and so when they quarantine him in the room, he just stays in the room and plays games.
Oh, that's kind of good. Keep your
He was
mind off
actually
things.
playing it. They gave him that sauna suit thing to sit in,
Oh, yeah.
and he was just playing it like while sitting in the sauna suit, cutting the weight.
That's the way to get it done.
We try to play Gears of War, like that's our game together. We have not finished the last one though. What is it, 4?
5.
5. Yeah, we didn't finish 5 yet because I don't know. There's just like this. It gave us too much freedom to go do tasks, and then we ended up doing the same one like a bunch of times. Now we can't get past like a certain level. It's definitely my fault, but.
So for you, like, you kind of moved up to LA, and you kind of didn't really have a job lined up or anything like that, did you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like Hooters wanted me to come work at all the ones over here. And I was like, oh, Lord, am I going to leave one Orange Shorts Mafia and go to another one? I don't know how I'm going to like keep, like, I don't know. You know, it's like 7 years was a long time to work there and I loved it. But I was like, I don't know if I want to keep doing that. And at the time, I was so scared to drive in California. Now I'm freaking it on 80, like listen to it. But like, I was so scared. And so I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll stay home at first. And because we were like first up here and our manager knew, we have a marketing manager too for Lewis that ended up kind of just taking us all on as a family. And his name is Jacob. And Jacob knew that we needed sponsors to just kind of alleviate all the costs that we, you know, to move up here. So he got us a sponsor for groceries, and it helped because then I didn't have to leave the house. They would come and drop off the groceries. I'm just ordering it online, and then we post content for them. And just from that one thing, it ended up being like lots of other brands started contacting me. And like they always did back in Hawaii, but when they find out you're from Hawaii, they don't want to work with you anymore because they're like, oh, we can't ship it to you. So so being in California was kind of nice because they were like, we love people from Hawaii, but we can never work with them. So, you know, like, and I already had a good following and stuff. So it was like no brainer to start doing foodie things. And since I like to cook, I started making the groceries, making recipes, not just taking pictures of the groceries. Like I'm going to actually make something and people can learn something. So when I started doing that, I got like a lot of traction from the foodie community up here, which is crazy. Like Yelp Elite is like the highest
like South
status
Park, dude. It's like
that you
South
can
Park.
possibly have. Yeah. Like, are you gold elite? Are you black elite? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm Hawaii elite. But like yes. But it's like such a huge thing up here, and so like if we wanted to, we could literally eat a different meal someplace else for free every day, review it and stuff. But
that's awesome.
Like, yeah, but I mean, I got more picky as we got better at it. And I started going to places like that I didn't like, I wanted to try. You know, like we don't have Peruvian food in Hawaii, you know, like we don't have Turkish food in Hawaii. So I'm like, let's go try that. Like, let's have date night. Let's go try that. Yeah. And then so slowly, that, and then from just doing like a couple of collabs, then it became like a job. So now I get like a contract So I get like, so I do get food.
Bro, she got the Nike of OC foodie deals, bro. This place called
Really?
Sushi.
Yeah, they're like our favorite.
It's like Sushi Bay. It's like Sushi Bay.
We've been paying them
nice.
to eat there, but now they're paying us to eat there.
Oh, and you guys go together as a couple and kind of market that way.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Everybody really likes Lucy as
yeah.
like, because she's like a cute little tiny influencer. So they all invite her. Most foodies just go by themselves. And I feel like that's super sad and awkward to just eat all alone. So I ask the places, like, I'm going to bring a +1 or I'm not coming because I'm not awkward and I don't eat all by myself, taking pictures of my food alone while people stare at me. And so all the places are so cool about it. They're happy. They're like, yeah, sure, bring your fighter husband and your tiny child and come eat. Yeah.
I have a blue check mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
You
so
want
like
me here.
So now the content that we create, it's like it's not just a hobby anymore. It's like turned into a job now where I'm like taking pictures that they'll use for their website.
Leave it to Yumi to find a hustle eating food in California knowing nobody. That's, I guess I would have had to expect it, but so I watch your cooking videos and I always wanted to know is like, you gotta cook for Lewis when he's cutting weight, correct?
Yes.
So how is that? Like,
oh, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
So she makes me like, so one of my favorite things is like stir-fried turkey, right? And I like to put shoyu on it. It comes out pretty good. It's kind of, like stir-fry, it's pretty dope. And so she's yelling at me because we're like trying to watch salt or whatever. And so now Lucy will come up to me like, "Shoyu boy, why you put so much shoyu on your food, shoyu boy?"
she got her back so that you don't
like,
mess up.
Well, it's none of your business, but
yeah, he was on
let
the
me eat my
FaceTime
fucking shoyu.
on fight week, and she saw him eating the meal prep in the hotel, and she's like, "What are you doing, shoyu boy?" Like, I'm just eating. I'm not doing anything to it.
So what? You had to learn how to cook in that way where it'll help him cut weight, right?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like, so I'm a foodie and he's over here trying to be 125 or 135 pounds. So it's like, while he's in camp, he has to do meal prep like towards the end, especially. So I had to learn. I do research. I like look for meals that would benefit him. Like I had to learn about healthy fats and all of that stuff because I didn't know. I just cooked for taste before. But when he's cutting down to like his skin and bones, I just don't want it to be any harder. So if it was up to him, he would just at one point he was just eating canned tuna out of the can. And as
you
just
cut up a little bit of onion in it for taste, and like you mash it like tuna salad, but with no mayo. And then I put a little bit of wasabi too, because there's no salt in it.
He was eating that every damn day. I didn't know anything.
Free hot dogs. And that's it.
When we first like, I think it was like our first kind of date. I didn't understand like what cutting weight meant. I understood that fighters did it, but I did not understand how much he was gonna cut. Because I think he must have been like 150-ish standing in front of me. And he had just gotten the fight to fight in Australia on 13 days notice. But he didn't want to cancel his date with me because I finally agreed to like call it a date. So so we went and I ordered like a mahi burger and a bowl and the fries and everything. And he ordered
lettuce.
edamame. Just edamame. And I was like, what else are you gonna eat? And he said, that's it. And then he had to ask the waitress, like, can you also not put any salt or do anything? Can you just boil it and bring it exactly like that? Like no salt, no flavor, no nothing. And she was like, okay, sure. And I sat there and I ate a whole burger in front of him while he ate a little edamames. And I was like, so you're good?
That's your problem, not my problem.
And I felt so bad after when I understood like how much weight he had to cut in such a short amount of time. I felt so bad that I ate the whole thing and I kept offering it to him too. Like, it's so good. Are you sure you don't want some?
So when you're cutting weight, what do you crave the most?
I start craving things that I know I can't immediately have. Like, I don't ever really crave McDonald's, but as soon as I know I have to make weight, I'm like, fuck it, the double sounds good right now. Like, it's weird. Like, as soon as you know you can't have it, like, that's when you want it. It's like a grass is greener thing. Like, I don't know.
I would always crave Chips Ahoy, and I wouldn't even eat Chips Ahoy when I wasn't cutting weight. But like you said, as soon as I cut weight, I wanted Chips Ahoy. And like I remember one time after nationals, I got a big thing of Chips Ahoy and milk, and I mashed it up in a bowl and ate it like cereal. I got so fucking sick because I've been dieting the whole time.
Yeah.
I was drinking beers and like, I threw up. Like, you ever seen Chips Ahoy and milk when it comes out? Everywhere. Like, it was that was like the worst time ever. But
when you say nationals, is it for cheerleading? What was this for, Tad?
it was for killing boy bands. Actually, your cousin was with us. It was nationals for Taekwondo. And Ben came up to watch us. Your cousin came up to watch us. But yeah,
How old were you when you did that? How old were you?
I was 21.
So last year, because Thaddeus looks the same.
That was about.
How do you look the same? You're like a vampire. Like your guys.
Alcohol preserves cells.
Oh
no, it's your Koreanness.
Yeah, that'll be it.
That was in Oakland?
That was in Oakland.
In Oakland, right?
Yep. It was cool because the venue was connected to the hotel. So we could go back and forth, and we always fought on the first day. So then the rest of the tournament, like, we were just partying with everybody.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was super fun.
How come you went first? Was it like
because we're the lightest weight class.
Oh, that's so
110
fun.
pounds. Yep. I was 110 pounds.
Atom weight.
Yeah, it was called fin weight.
110. Wow, they don't even have that anymore.
Yeah, they don't even have that anymore.
Yeah, that's an Asian weight class, bro. That's like reserved for Asia.
You fight all these little Mexican dudes, or like in nationals or US Open, they would have these little Chinese guys that just were like the fastest. I remember I fought Chinese Taipei at US Open one time in Anaheim. And as soon as they started the fight, I swear the guy jumped up 80 feet and kicked me right in the face. And I was like, what? There's no way that happened. They were just so fast, but it was fun though.
China is different, man. China's athletes they're breeding monsters over there.
Yeah, I like to say that he was on roids, but whatever.
Oh, probably. No, definitely.
It's the only way I would have lost. That's why.
It's the People's Communist Republic of China's super juice. All right, it is not anything as.
It's in the water.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it is, dude. That's why when he went to fight there, it was like, finish the guy or it's not gonna go our way.
It's like that every time. Yeah, you cannot just like that. That's how it is no matter what. If the only place that's maybe neutral is like Vegas.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Vegas.
That's the only place that's like neutral ground. Like anywhere else that I've been to is like if you go against their boy, it's not going to if it's close. That's just how it is.
Yeah, when he was fighting, when he was supposed to fight.
It's like that in boxing too.
What was the one that you were supposed to fight?
Most combat arts.
There's like a circuit here that he was CXF or
CXF.
Yeah, but we would be, even though we're like California based, we are not from this area.
The crowd isn't there.
The crowd was not with us at all. Yeah, like they had us come out to meet our opponent. It was somebody else's fight card, and we wouldn't be fighting that night. But they wanted Lewis to come, show face, and at some point they're gonna invite him and his opponent into the.
We saw McLovin.
Oh yeah, and we saw McLovin. But like, we're supposed to go and like.
It's in like North Hollywood. It's in like Burbank or something.
Yeah, it's like Armenian. And so it's a bunch of Armenian guys, and they wanted Lewis to go and like face off in the middle of the octagon, and like, I don't know, kind of like trash talk a little bit to each other to hype up the fight. So the people at this event will come to the next one, and
kind of like
cut a promo.
Same dudes.
Yeah, it was cool, but I was like, these people are not for us. They are definitely for your opponent. But it was cool though. McLovin was for us. He was dope. He was super cool.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. He's super chill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool.
Bro, he's like ringside, like VIP tickets, like cage side is like about it, just like yeah.
Oh,
You know, he was sitting like a little bit down from us, and we were like, "That is McLovin." And so I went up to him. I was like, "Hello," and so I talked to him for a little while, and I asked him for a picture, like a loser, and his girlfriend.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, his girlfriend
I told him
was
thank
nice.
you. I was like, thanks, bro. Thank you for like. I'm sorry, dude.
You're so new to California.
Sorry,
we're like, we're so excited. You're the first person we've seen that's like famous.
So when you're like, say you're at your events, like what moment got you starstruck? Like you've been kind of fans of the sport, so like being around UFC, and you must have met a lot of celebrities or big time fighters. When was it the time where you got starstruck? Like, oh shit, that was
like all the time, really. Like I'm like, oh fuck, that's so cool.
When you and Russell, your guys' first one.
Yeah, me and Russell, like, so like right after I won my he debuted and then I fought like a week later, right? And then so like everybody kind of hangs out after it, or like before they would all hang out like the hotel bar. We're in freaking Duluth, Georgia, so like there was nothing anywhere. Like it was a hotel and there was like a shopping center across the street and that was it, dude. There was nothing there. And like yeah, dude. So we're in like the hotel bar, just drink like and we're having like a couple beers and there's like Cub Swanson's over there. There's like Clay Guida and we're like, yo, we're partying with UFC guys. And like, bro, we are the UFC guys now. We're like, oh!
I remember that. As soon as you guys came back, you guys were at, I forget what bar. You guys called me up and were like, hey, we're back. Let's celebrate. And then me and Chris and Tater came and met you. And we're like, we're celebrities now. We're UFC fighters.
Embarrassing.
No, it's cool. Like, we're so happy for them because, like, it all happened, like, so fast when you guys got signed. And, like, you guys are in there. And we're seeing you on TV. And it was like, it's like super fast. It was super cool. Right? Like, that was a good times.
It was surreal. Like we worked for so long and then it just all happened right at once. Like everybody got signed and it's like, all right, you guys are fighting like next month, dude. And I was like, oh man, this is like really, really happening.
Gotta put it on pause, man. Like, that like those times in your lives, like that's the stuff you're gonna look back and just be like, wow. Like,
I was specifically trying not to think about anything because I was like, I didn't want to get caught staring in the lights. You know, like that happens sometimes. The guys like, you're like staring into the camera light, and next thing you know, you're staring up at like the cage lights, you know?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I did not want that to happen. So I was like, all right, just freak out later. Just tunnel vision. Don't think about anything. Just go. Like,
that's crazy. Yeah, it was fun to follow you guys' career. I mean, it still is. Like, we still, you guys would fight like on different places of the earth. And like we'd be working at District and it'd be like 2 a.m. and like, oh, Lewis or Russell's fighting, and we'd go in my truck and like put my phone on and like we're all sitting in the truck watching you guys fight.
Philippines was like that. Or like when Russell was I remember when Russell fought in Singapore and we were up at like 4. I was up at like 4 a.m. tweeting about it and I was like, all right, I'm going to sleep. I'm done.
It's cool though. Like just because we know you guys and to see you guys doing big things it's to me, is like as a fan and a friend, it's pretty awesome. It's always been that way. Plus, I know Yumi's stressing out, so that always makes it fun.
Yeah, I always get like a nice text from Thad, like on the day of.
This.
Yeah, like something nice and positive.
Yeah.
We need that energy, Dad. Keep that up. We need that energy.
Yeah.
My days are rough.
Because no, you don't even know, man. Like all these people, like how much money they're betting on your guy or whatever, or they're like asking you how to watch the fight on their TV. I don't know what kind of TV you have.
Fuck alone.
Or like 5 minutes before the phone starts blowing up, so I don't look at it because it's all people who are like, "How do I watch the fight?" It's like if you don't know by now, you're gonna miss it. But,
figure it out. Everyone else did.
Yeah.
Like, how did everybody else figure it out? Like,
yeah, but or like some people just ask, like, "Are you scared?" Like, get out.
Lose my number. I would always text Lewis like the day of the fight, like, and I would never say good luck because that's kind of a jinx. I would be like, "Brian, you got this" or whatever.
Yeah,
And,
like,
I
go.
never, yeah, I would never like think I'm gonna get a text back, but he always texts me back, "Oh, thank you, bro," or like he'll repost my picture of him at the weigh-ins or some shit.
They actually have a lot of time in the back when they're waiting for things to happen. Yeah, it's just after he gets like his hands wrapped and stuff, like he stops using his phone as much.
I try to nap a lot too on fight day. Like I'm trying to sleep. It's like, dude, stuff is gonna be wild later. I need my energy.
That's kind of crazy. So now that you're cooking for him, how did you parlay that into like your whole cookie business? Because you have a cookie company, right?
Yeah, well, when I was in Hawaii, I started it from our house in Eva. I was doing like I would make sugar cookies for fun, and people kept asking me for people kept asking me to do their events and stuff, and so I would do it as a gift to people. But then people I didn't know started asking too, so everybody was like, "Oh, you should sell it! You should sell it!" So I did start selling it from Hawaii, and I had like regular customers. I would do their bachelorette, baby shower, first birthday, second birthday, and so when we moved up here, I thought it was all gonna be done. Like I thought I wouldn't get to do it anymore because I was doing it so consistently that I was making more money doing cookies than like working at Hooters. So when we moved up here, I let people know when we were thinking of coming up here, and I guess like Coconut Wireless works pretty amazing because all the people who are in this area from Hawaii put in orders before we even had an apartment, like before we had an address. And I was like, I hope I can fulfill these orders. But they said wherever you are in Orange County, we'll just let us know and we'll come. And they did, and then just like word of mouth spread. So like now I get to be more picky with the orders that I take, and I'm always overbooking myself because I don't know, I like to suffer. But like I'm having a Valentine's Day sale now, so it's fun. I get to make up my own menu, my own prices, and work when I want.
That seems to be your passion because you get intricate with those cookies. Like it's like art.
Yeah, I'm doing for Valentine's Day. I'm doing a cookie that's in the shape of a square with a tic-tac-toe on top, and they're gonna get M&Ms to be like the markers. So you'll get like red or white, and you can play on the cookie before you eat it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I have like 20 something orders for that, for those.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm doing a mini chocolate cream pies. I'm calling them cutie pies. And I'm doing that. Yeah. So like every holiday I try to make some kind of theme. So I do like carrot cake for Easter. I did pumpkin crunch for Thanksgiving because
that's my favorite.
I know you love pumpkin. People up here don't know about pumpkin crunch. Like it's a Hawaii thing. So
really?
Yeah. So I was like the only one selling it. Yeah.
You know what I found out about pumpkin crunch? That if you use the Japanese kabocha pumpkin, it comes out way better than the regular pumpkin.
Ooh, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, try that out.
Or you should tell Taylor to do it on his cooking show.
Yeah. His new cooking show. It's kind of like yours. His cooking show is more about the cooking versus yours is about the end result, kind of. Well, I guess too. I always try to follow your recipes. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Well, I work for a company creating content for like this holistic company now that has they sell elderberry and honey, and so they needed somebody who creates content but also recipes that are creative because there's only so many things you can make with honey or elderberry and stuff. So like elderberry is like a plant that it has like antioxidants and things, and so if you can drink it in a syrup form and it boosts your immunity. And so it's like big out here, like people, especially a lot of anti-vaxxers and stuff in this area. So people want holistic, natural ways to boost their immune system. So I'm like employed by them, like on payroll to create content every single week and run their Instagram page with information about that, but also recipes. So it's fun. Like I get to decide, like today I'm making honey buns or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what, you have like a huge oven or you just do it out of the kitchen in your house?
No, Yeah, we have just like an apartment with one oven, so everything's like stacked up all crazy. But thankfully, the new house that we're gonna have actually has like the kitchen of my dreams. So
Oh, you got to pick it out and stuff.
yeah, so because we're building it, there
Oh, nice.
I got to choose like the backsplash, the countertops, and Louis didn't care. He was like, whatever you want for that, you know. So yeah, so we got to choose everything, and they're gonna build it in the color and all that we want.
Oh man, that's super awesome.
Yeah, we just have to wait, you know. It's like, oh, gotta wait like a few months, but
That'll be worth the wait. Trust
yeah.
me, it'll be cool.
Well, they said in a couple months we get to go and walk through the frame to see like it being built. So I guess we'll see. I don't know why they have us do that though. I'm not gonna know if it's wrong.
I think it's just to give you like little bit of excitement, like like to see it like actually like coming up is kind of cool. I know when they built our house, like every time there was like a big thing, like the roof came on, I'll be like, oh yup, or you see the studs or the walls, or it's like every little thing was just like, oh, it's almost done, it's getting there. It gets exciting.
How long did it take for your house?
My house, I think they started in October and then it was done in June, I think. Maybe May. I think it was May or June. I can't remember.
But it was like from the ground up?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's
And
crazy.
they built it behind my parents' house.
Your parents' house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So but it was cool. It was exciting, but anyway, we've been going for a while. I think your daughter's not feeling too good, right? So maybe we should
I know, poor thing.
kind of start and do the question of the week.
Okay, wait, let's come back. He's tucking her in.
There he is. It's like a gamer chair, huh?
It's just an office chair. I didn't get the full-on gamer one yet.
Oh,
The racing.
that's when you go full Twitch.
Well, the house that we're getting has the bottom part has like a room that we have designated as Lewis's gaming room because it's on the bottom,
nice.
connected to the garage, and I won't have to listen to him yelling at these 8th graders. I'm like, that's perfect.
Bro, these
Fuck them 8th graders.
I'm just gonna text him. I'll text him when dinner's ready. Like
It's
last
a man
day.
cave.
Yeah.
Hey, how close are you guys to Disneyland?
Close.
20 minutes?
Yep, 20 minutes.
Oh, yup.
Yeah.
We're definitely
So,
doing that.
Whenever
one of
that
these
place
years.
opens again for
Yeah.
actual
Oh,
rides,
yeah.
people are there just eating food. But
Oh,
yeah, you can go in and you can eat food and walk
Really?
around. Yeah. You can wait in like a long line just to get inside and do nothing. But I guess people still want to go to Disneyland.
do they charge you for that?
Yeah, they're paying to go inside, to eat food and to walk around.
Oh man, that's not worth it.
Yeah.
Because you're
I think-
Mrs. Disneyland, right? Like you love that stuff, right?
Oh yeah, no, hell yeah. and like we've been lucky, like because we're in this area, a lot of our friends work there, so we've been able to go just with our friends and stuff, like them getting us passes. So yeah, whenever it does open back up, like we're ready.
Yeah, me and Ariel come check you guys out and go Disneyland with you guys. That'd be good.
Yeah,
fun.
and Aria's at a good age now too. Like she'd be able to ride everything.
Yep. She'll be excited.
They're redoing
What is that?
They're redoing the Splash Mountain ride too. It's going to be the Princess and the Frog now.
Oh, are they? Oh man, I got super soaked on that one the last time I was there. Like to my
summertime
Beverly
we'll go.
Hills kind of-
Summertime. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm bringing surf shorts and slippers and a change of clothes like I'm in 3rd grade. Yeah, I got it was a whole thing. I got super pissed off. They put me right in the front and I seen the water
that's
come
fine.
over the
Yeah.
front and just dump right on me. Like there's no escape.
When I went with Osa, I hid behind his hair so that my lashes didn't come off. I was like, block me.
All right. Well, I guess it's time for the question of the week.
Okay. Before the question of the week, just wanted to mention you had that good question of was Louis ever awestruck like at any of these events? And I want to mention I was awestruck of Louis at one event. It's like 4 years ago, like an X1 event, the VIP area. And then he was like behind one of the curtains, just hanging out. Like, oh shit, that's fucking Louis Smolka. It was one of those moments for me. That was really super funny. I was like, it was free beer at the VIP section of the X1 event. So I was just too lit to fanboy, all that. It was just like, oh shit, that's Louis Smolka.
Well, you didn't get a picture?
No, it's too drunk.
Next time.
But yeah, that was my fanboy moment. So that was, yeah. But question of the week. Tad had this question he wanted to ask, but I kind of want to change it up just because, you're local people now living in LA. What are your guys' top 3 places in LA that you guys would get local food?
Ipono Cafe. That's like 10 minutes from us in Costa Mesa. Ipono's is like not even top 3. Like Ipono's is the place that we go.
Dude, they have super good fried noodles.
Yeah, they have fried noodles that are like the Manapua Man fried noodles, and they switch up their specials all the time. The chef, he's so cool. Like he even comes and buys pumpkin crunch for me and stuff like that. Like he's so dope. Every time we go there, it's like it's somebody's birthday because he just keeps bringing out stuff. He had like sashimi that he had in the back and he brought it out for us. He'll always hook us up with poke and stuff, but their poke is like the closest thing to home. It's like it tastes the freshest from what we can get out here. And like he'll have specials like, okay, today's Lao Lao Day, and he just posted on Instagram the night before, and then they sell out the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, the poke out here is weird. They have a ton of places that claim it's like poke, but it's not like they're marinating the fish. It's like ahi cubes sitting out, and then they put the sauces on top of it right in front of you. And
like Cold Stone Creamery style. Like, what are your
just add a la carte?
Yeah, so it doesn't have. It's not been sitting in the marinade. It's like pretty much dry, and then they're just putting ponzu on it or something, and they're mixing it in front of you. And I don't know if it's because like these chain places don't have enough people buying it, so I don't know. But yeah, well, we tried a bunch of them. We go and like if it's
cool, but
if it's
not
nearby, and he just wants something easy, and poke is like
don't go in there expecting poke. It's like something else.
Yeah.
It's like fish dressing. Like
it's cubed fish. Yeah, but yeah, you're like our spot.
You're pretty proficient in cooking local food too, so you kind of get that local.
Dude, she made meat jun for me. Meat jun doesn't exist outside of Hawaii. I was shocked.
Yeah, it doesn't even exist in Korea.
Yeah.
It's not a Korean food. My dad was telling me that. He's like, that's not Korean. I'm like, I got it from Kimchi One. Like,
no, yeah. So that's the thing too, like finding the ingredients out here is hard for certain things. So like for the meat jun, because it's not something I can find at H Mart because it's not Korean. So I had to go to the Mexican store and ask the butcher guy to get me like the cuts, and he's like, what are you making? Carne asada? What are you making? I'm like, no. So I had an unnecessary 20-minute conversation with him explaining what meat jun was while other
he didn't try at home.
Yeah. But
he's like,
yeah, he was interested.
Sounds pretty good.
I told him what it was.
Yo, it came out solid too. It came out like really good.
It was when he cut it for me. He cut it and he kind of made it like too thin, like it was almost shabu shabu meat. So I had to marinate all of it and then push it together and batter it and fry it, and it came out awesome. But it was like a labor of love. Yeah.
That's crazy. What kind of local food do you guys miss the most?
Oh, I miss Laverne's.
Smoked meat. Smoked meat.
Yeah. And well, I do miss just shave ice. Like it's not like I would eat shave ice every day living in Hawaii, but we can't get it out here. They had an apartment complex luau where they served it was like some pre-COVID, they had a luau where they had pulled pork. And
there's like a pulled pork Subway sandwich, but it was like a bun.
It was weird. And then they had like
a circle bun, like a hamburger.
They just put pineapple on shit that's not supposed to have pineapple, and they were like, it's Hawaiian. And it was like a thing that the apartment complex throws. So we went to it, and they had shave ice, but it was just like ice. It was just
Crushed
choppy.
ice.
Yeah, it was a snow cone.
It's
It was
no
like
crushed ice from the fridge.
it was a snow cone. Yeah. But what was funny is that they had legitimate fire dancer, hula dancer, all from Hawaii. And they had a guy who did the haka. And I was sitting there with Lucy, and I was the only person who knew what was about to happen. And all the people in the front got very scared very quickly when he started.
Say no, this is what they do.
Yeah, they were all excited about the hula and the fire. And then as soon as he started doing the haka, everybody got so quiet. But I was so stoked. I was like all by myself.
Chee-hoo!
Gosh, that's the loudest one, dude. It's louder than mine.
Oh yeah, I've heard it in the club.
Yeah.
All right, well, brah, I appreciate you guys for coming on the show. You're actually my first MMA fighter, so that's a good one. And you guys are the first dual.
Bro, we're
what
a
is
power
it?
couple. I think.
Yeah, that's the
called
word.
us. We're a power couple, I believe.
I definitely agree with that. You guys are definitely strong, and yeah, we miss you guys down here, bro. Like
Dude, we miss you guys every day. We miss you guys every day.
You guys gotta come back and visit, and trust that next time we go Disneyland, your phone will ring, and probably be sleeping in your little man
it's called
cave.
a flex room, is what they're telling us.
Yeah,
it's called a flex room.
Flex
A
room.
flex room.
That's what it was listed on the diagram.
All right. Well, anything you guys want to plug, like your cookie company and all your Instagrams, feel free to do it now.
No, we don't care. We don't need to. People know. The people who are watching this, they already know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. No, we're good.
All right. Well, for us, follow Boyband John, BBJ8, the letter 08 on Instagram. Ours is atbpod.com, Above the Bridge podcast on Instagram, and also on YouTube. Thank you guys again for coming on. I'm so stoked that you guys could do it. And yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but when I first had the idea to even make a podcast, this was maybe like 5 years ago. I kind of wanted Yumi to co-host it with me, and that was before like she got pregnant and you guys moved away, and that was like my first vision of ever.
It one time.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you want to be the co-host? And you're like, okay. Yeah, but to have you on, it kind of makes me super stoked, and I appreciate you guys, and we always love following Lewis's career, and we always get proud watching him fight. Like, it's weird. It's a weird feeling, bro. When you get in there, it's weird, bro. It's like, oh.
That's my motto. I think you gotta keep it weird.
Keep it weird. So, good luck on your next fight, and hopefully, you guys can come down here and visit. That would be
we hope we can see you guys soon. Thanks for having us on.
All right, and as always, shout out to the Artist Groove Network. Aloha, everybody. Yeah.